Training and development is a process where it focusing on teaching the employees for them to get used about the work or the workplace. They will be trained or managed in a proper way for them to get effective result to achieve their goals. This process will help them to contribute in human resource development in providing the effectiveness of organizational. When we talk about training, it includes the knowledgeable, skills, attitude, and also behavior. It is important for someone to be trained because they will face the experience and they will gain more knowledgeable information, and when they make mistakes, they will learn from their mistakes. It is important for them to make this change because someone is hard to be changed. So when they are trained and their attitude is changed, it will contribute to.
Usually in a business or an organization, trainings are given for employees to ensure that they have all the skill, knowledge and ability before performing a job. Phase 1 in strategy model or training and development is conducting the needs assessment. A need assessment consists of 3 parts. First is an organization analysis, 2 task analysis, and the last one is person analysis. Organization analysis is an examination or an organization environment, goals, strategy, performance, and resource to determine what training it should do. Besides, this can help to discover the ability, skill, knowledge that are needed by the company. External factors that also take into the account such as economy, environmental policy, technological advice, globalization, and changing workforce demography. Number 2, task analysis. Task analysis is the second step that gets the information about a particular job function or occupational group. It is important if the job is new and there is any changes in a particular job. The assessment identifies the key tasks, competency, and skill required to perform a job at the most efficient level. Step 1 in task analysis is to list down all the tasks and duties to perform. Next step is to list all the steps that employee need to follow and fulfill each task efficiently. Last is person analysis that is more focused on a particular employee. This assessment helps an organization to identify who among the employees who need training and who do not, and what kind of training is needed. This type of assessment determines the individual existing skill, ability, their learning style, and capability for a new task. In addition, this type of analysis is also important in an organization if they are restructuring their management or strategy.
Point developing instructional objective. On the basis of this information, they can more formally state the desired outcome of training. These are written instructional objectives which describe the skill or knowledge to be accurate and the attitude to be changed. Performance-centered objectives typically include pre-system, for example, to calculate, to repair, to adjust, to construct, to assemble, and lastly to specify. Assessing the readiness and motivation of trainers. 2 preconditions for learning affect the success of those who are to receive training. Trainer readiness refers to whether the preconceived experience and knowledge of trainer have made them ready to absorb the training. The other precondition for learning is trainer motivation. The organization needs to help employees understand the link between the effort they put into training and the payoff. Principle of learning. Firstly, we have meaningfulness of presentation. Trainer will be better able to understand information if it is presented in terms they can understand and connected with things already familiar to them. Modeling, for example, real life demonstration or recorded demonstration. Visual, picture or drawing can get message across. Goal setting. Trainers are encouraged to set their own goal and objective for the training they are taking part in. Individual difference. People learn at different rate. Visual learn through picture diagram. Verbal learn through spoken or written word. Its practice and repetition frequency opportunity ultimately to be expected to do. Trainers should also be given supervised practice in training. Whole versus part learning. Most job of tasks can be broken down into parts that lend themselves to further analysis. Experiential learning, the process of learning by experience or doing often outside the classroom. Engage in an activity, activity and continuous learning. A person training progress measured in terms of either mistake or success. Feedback and reinforcement. Feedback come from self-monitor or other trainings. Characteristic of instructor. A good trainer is one who show a little more effort to or demonstrate more instructional progression. For example, the knowledge of the subject, instruction and sincerity, interest in training, sense of humor, ability to communicate clearly, willingness to provide individual assistance training.
Hi and Asalammualaikum. My name is Luna Jahasafia binti Zana Abdin, and now I would like to explain about phase 3, that is implementing the training program, training delivery methods. When choosing the right training method, it should depend on the KSAOs to be learned. Moving on, I'm going to talk about on-the-job training. On-the-job training is a method which employees will have hands-on experience on the job supervised by their trainer. It is the most common informal method to be used. Next is apprenticeship training. Apprenticeship training is the combination of on-the-job training and classroom training, where workers can earn money while learning the skills required to perform their job. Next is special assignments. It is a method where trainees were assigned to different jobs in different departments of the firm, often in different regions or even countries. Next, we will move on to cooperative training, internships, and governmental training. Firstly, cooperative training is the combination of on-the-job experience and formal educational classes. For instance, students might go to school this semester but working at an organization the next semester. This may be able to help increase their soft skills and gain more knowledge. Besides that, internships can offer real-life experience and showing them how to perform the task. It is beneficial to the firm due to new ideas, energy, and motivation to perform well by student employees. Thirdly, governmental training is when the government sponsors the training programs for the employees. This can help employer and employees to find a job and new people. Moving on, simulations is a method where firms use it to create real-life situations to train employees. Employees will then have to put their knowledge and skills to use in order to solve the problems. Simulations usually were used because it is impractical to train employees using equipment. Furthermore, playing games can also help with training employees. People tend to engage in the games more and they can remember what they learn. This is because games have a competitive component and are fun. Besides that, e-learning can also help with training. E-learning is lessons that takes place via electronic medium. The contents can also be delivered via the internet, mobile devices, podcasts, and platforms like Zoom and WebEx. While online learning, trainers may use learning management system. It is a system for assessment, communication, teaching, and learning to make the lesson run more smoothly. E-learning is advantageous because it is more efficient and cost-effective. Next is just-in-time training. Just-in-time training is an electronic training delivered to trainees when and where they need it to do their jobs. Trainees sometimes feel bored during full-blown training course. Therefore, this method is fitting due to trainees are more likely to retain the information when they can immediately use it. Next, we will go to behavior modeling. Behavior modeling is a training approach in which work behaviors are modeled or demonstrated and trainees are asked to mimic them. There are 4 basic components, that is learning points, modeling, practice, and feedback and reinforcement. Learning points, for example, might describe the skill, why it is important for trainees to learn, and when it should be utilized. Modeling is when trainees view a video of a manager that deals with employees and show them how to improve their performance. The manager then explains how to specifically deal with the situation. After that, trainees can practice the behaviors modeled. Lastly, others will reinforce the behavior with words of encouragement. Besides behavior modeling, role-playing is also a method from use. It is by playing roles, often a supervisor and a subordinate who are facing a problem, such as a disagreement or a performance problem. It is beneficial as they provide real-life scenarios that trainees might encounter. Next is coaching. It is continuous stream of encouragement, comments, instructions, and suggestions from manager to employees. This method is popular nowadays to use. Besides that, case studies are useful to use in classroom learning situations. Participants learn how to analyze and put together facts and improve their decision-making skills. Furthermore, seminars and conferences are useful for bringing groups of people together for training and development. It can be used to communicate ideas, policies, and procedures, but they are also good for raising points of debate and discussing issues. Lastly is blended learning. Blended learning is the use of both in-person classroom learning and online learning. It is effective because different people learn better in different ways, and this method does not rely on single learning technique. Now, I would like to invite Haikal to continue with his topic.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nama saya Haikal. Saya akan berkongsi tentang topik yang bertajuk Bachelor of Health Administration. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana ilmu kesihatan. Ia merupakan sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana. Bachelor of Health Administration adalah sarjana yang diperlukan untuk menerima gelar sarjana.
Hello again. Now I'm gonna explain about additional training and development program. In addition to training to address the demand of particular job, employer develop training program to meet the special need of employee. We have 6 training: register and onboarding, basic skill training, team training, cross training, ethics training, diversity and inclusion training.
Have you ever wondered, does your program achieve the specific objective? How to identify such a problem? That's why you need to evaluate the training program. The importance of conducting training assessment is to identify whether the objectives are achieved or not. By identifying the strengths and weakness of the implementation of a program, it provides an opportunity to improve for future programs. But how to evaluate the training of a program? These are 4 criteria to evaluate the training program. First is behavior. It assesses changes in participants' behavior from training outcomes. Measure through observation at work and compares participants' behavior before and after training. This can show how well employees apply what they have learned skills back to the job. Next is reaction. It is important and easy to perform. With the presence of reactions, real data can be collected to find out the actual reaction of the participants. Proper reaction is especially important because the participants' interest, attention and motivation have an influence on the learning that will take place. And for the learning, it is important to measure what participants learn from the training because without learning, no behavioral changes will occur. Several small quiz and tests were used to measure changes in the knowledge and skills of participants. Last is the result. It is the final step to measure the impact of the training program on participants. Some metrics or factors need to be measured by the organization. This is because the results of the participants determine the effectiveness of the training program.
The word training and development is to recognize the activities used to increase the skills and the knowledge of the employees. We can look for the role of big corporations where they have provided university to their employees for them to learn and gain knowledge on their work field and their work. This is more convenience for them to learn before they exposed to the real work life. Nowadays, the managers have fall into trends where they have no connection between the training and the firm's goals. They are misdirected, which will waste their money and waste their time. This is why the 4 phases of the systematic approach is introduced for them to train the employees on the right track.